Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Bob. You are now listening to the Apocalyptic Aftermath channel. And we talk about apocalyptic aftermath magic, which is another form of demonology that I have developed and created myself, thanks to the knowledge of the ancients and the many authors of occultism throughout history. My name is Lucifer, of course. Pleasure to meet you. You can call me Kang the Conqueror. Or the High Evolutionary. Why? Because I'm evoluting your DNA at a accelerated pace. So today, there's something that I don't talk about a lot here, and it's the invocation of Lucifer. I don't talk about that enough. I don't talk about the invocation of Lucifer enough. And because it's a delicate topic. From my perspective, it's a delicate topic, and a lot of people might be aware or on how to evoke Lucifer in their everyday, how to when you become a real Satanist, when you become a real demonologist, right? There are certain things and items which you must do, right? And for a lot of us, we already did that and we're aware of it. I can see that some people are aware of what the items that you need are in their videos, regardless if they're real or fake demonologists or invokers of demons, because that is a thing. People still know what the items that you need are. It's just like the Dalai Lama, when they pick out a Dalai Lama, first of all, the Dalai Lama has to prove that he is a reincarnation of the Dalai Lama beforehand. And what they do is there's like items. They take a child and they place items in front of the child, and if the child chooses the items that the old Dalai Lama used to play with, or used to hang around with, or whatever, used to utilize, then that would mean that child is the reincarnation of the Dalai Lama. So in the case of Lucifer, when you are embodying, like me, when you embody the persona of Lucifer, there are specific items that you need, right? And the reason why I don't talk about this, and probably the reason why more people don't talk about it, is because they might be afraid to look crazy, which is a weird statement to make, because just on YouTube, personally on YouTube, when I watch YouTube videos about Satanism and stuff like that, I can obviously see not everybody has the items, but I can see a lot of videos where the specific items are there, right? So it's quite peculiar to feel that most people would feel like, well, because you might be on your end of the universe practicing your stuff by yourself. And if you do, but the thing is, I don't know if you're aware that if you express what you feel, that other people will confirm what you're saying too. So it's a bizarre thing to perceive, but I digress. That might not be the reason. Maybe people just want to be a little bit more secretive about their practices, right? And you don't want everybody to be able to do whatever. I mean, a magician doesn't reveal all of his tricks, right? In the case of Lucifer, I feel like it is a you have to be a specific, not to say special, but a specific type of person or personality, because the items that you have to collect in order to embody him are not as arcane as one would think. Of course, everybody knows that you need a sword, right? A large steel sword is one of the items. A chandelier too. A chandelier and a sword. But I feel like that's more for the altar. When you trespass the state of altar building, then you end up on items like a cane. All right, that's very important. If you want to embody Lucifer, you need a cane. It is something Lucifer will come to you if you're embodying him. If he accepts your soul, binding to his soul, he'll ask you to go get a cane. All right, there's a lot of items that I should go get that I haven't gotten yet. For various reasons, right? Because at the end of the day, if I move from where I am, I don't want to have more things to move with, like, so there's certain items that I don't want to get right now because I'm probably going to move, any day now. But it does hinder me, though. All right, because his spirit will repeat it. He will repeat. Where's the cane? Where's the cane? Get a cane. Where's the cane? Where's the cane? Well, you don't have a cane. Where's the cane? Why do you have a cane? I don't know why you have a cane. Why don't you have a cane? I told you to get a cane. Where's the cane? Go get the cane. So you get that, you have that going on in the background, which you have to proceed to like answer and on a consistent basis, so that the spirit don't think that you're being dishonest about what you're doing, not of good faith of what you're doing. But if you wait too long, it can look like you're being of bad faith, right? So and it's just an interesting, to me it feels peculiar, because I'm not new to magic, but I am new to demonology per se, and new in the sense of actual practice of demonology, because I might have beforehand, I was a child of Lilith, but apparently Lilith decided to switch sides on us as of recently. I don't know how truthful that is, but apparently that's a thing. And I think there's a couple people that are changing teams for some reason, which I am not quite familiar with or aware of all that much. I mean, I am aware. Other people seem to be aware that there's a new energy for the Illuminati that's coming. It's not gonna make much of a fucking difference, though. I guarantee you that. But it's peculiar. It's peculiar to see people in spirit still trying to get on board a sinking ship, and I wonder why. And this is the reason why I keep, in my recent videos, I'm kind of asking myself, do people have a fantasy of death, because that's what it looks like. You can't look at all this nonsense. Like, there's people that fall for the greed trap, but I don't think it's a greed trap. People want to talk about like how much, okay, like, oh, I did this for money. That's not true. It's not. It's just not. It's just not true. You know, and because it's just not true. And you're if you're intelligent, like if you have if you have a good IQ, like a 90 above 90 IQ, and you tell me you're doing this for money, I don't believe you. If you're below 90 IQ, if you like you're below average, and you say you do it for money, I'll believe you a little bit. But even a stupid person, right? Even a person that's less intellectually endowed than some of the masses are, I still think at this point, even a dumb person would basically jump ship at this point. With all the amount of stupid nonsense that these guys are planning here. This is cartoonish. This is beyond, it's like, it's evil, but it's cartoon evil. like it's like, you know, it's cartoon evil. So even a stupid person would jump ship. So if you're intelligent, you didn't join for money. You joined for something else. You joined for another reason, and it has nothing to do with money. So I don't believe that greed trap shit. No, and if you did go to school, bro, like, and if you're good at, like, if you went to school and you wasn't good at school, okay, fine, right? I'll give you that much. But if you go to school and you're good at school, like, you know how to do math, there's no fucking way. Yeah, dude, like, there is no fucking way in hell that you're gonna join a group like that. Absolutely fucking not. There's no fucking chance. That is absurd. Impossible, even. Because somebody that's good at math, right? Somebody that understands, like, social economics and how to raise funds or public service and things like that. If you know how those things work, there's no fucking way you're going to join a group for money, because you know how to make money, right? Like, if you understand social economics, you are good for life. Especially if you understand social economics at like 16, like 18, like you're supposed to, especially in America, because like social economics for us is only, like, in Canada, you only learn about social economics when you get to college. But in America, they teach you that shit. Like, in the US, they teach you social economics like at 16 years old. Like, you're already in social economics class, right? So if you get it then, it's not the greatest, it's not the most fun class. So there's a lot of people that probably just completely shut their brains off during that class. But for the 4 or 5 people that's in there that understand social economics, they are good for life. They will never be broke, like, ever. you know, like, like, ever. You will never be broke, bro. Like, you will never be broke ever, bro. Like, so you can't tell me it's for money. You can't. And society, I will not, I do not accept society telling me that they are this stupid. I don't believe it. I don't. Like, I do not believe that. I think people are just straight up lying to me. I think people are straight up lying to me, or straight up lying to you. I don't believe you're that stupid. I know that you're not that stupid. I know it. You know, like, I'm like, I know it, bro. That I know you're not that stupid, bro. Like, I know it. Like, I know it. Like, you know, so and this might sound like a compliment, but at the same time, it's not really a compliment, Because if you join that shit, if you're in that sort of shit, it's for something completely fucking different than money. Completely fucking different. It has nothing to do with money. Nothing. And I could if you, man, if you give me 5 minutes, I'll give you a way that you, I can't do that, right? Because it's worth money, so I can't give you ways to make money. Because the thing is, people are greedy at the end of the day, right? So let's say, what I could say is, if you speak with me for 5 minutes, I'll give you a way you can become a millionaire. 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, I'll make you a millionaire. If you give me 5 minutes, I'll make you into a millionaire. 5 minutes. And now, and society is trying to make me believe, I'm okay with people saying I'm smart and shit. I believe you. I am. I am smart. I clearly know. I'm very aware that I'm smart. Very aware. Okay. But you cannot tell me there's a time displacement factor in this story. There's a quantum entanglement factor here. And the quantum entanglement is, we're the same age. Okay, fine. I have read maybe more books than you have, maybe. Or I have more education than you have, maybe. And that's a big if. By the way, that's a big if. So, or I have more logic than you, whatever the case may be. Fine. I will accept all of those. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit C. I will. Objection sustained, right? But as a person, regardless of your intellectual factor, there is a time factor too. And you can't tell me what I'm thinking that takes 5 minutes. In my head, you had that same idea somewhere along the line, somewhere in your life, along that line in your life, like somewhere. I don't know when. Maybe when you were younger, maybe when you got older. Somewhere along that timeline that you were living without me in it at all. The same idea came into your head. End of story. End of story. You can't tell me I don't have one original idea. Original ideas do not exist. There's no such thing as an original idea. That's bullshit. There's no such thing as an original idea. No such thing. There's no such thing as an original idea. No such thing. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. So whatever I'm thinking, yeah, I got a bunch of ideas. Yeah, sure. But you had one of those ideas at some time and point. Somewhere. And you made the math, and you did the math too. It wasn't perfect, or maybe it was. I don't know. What I'm talking about is the factor. I'm not talking about who's better, who's blah 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 blah. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you did math too at some point, and you cannot tell me that the math that you did was a low ball number compared to what you're making right now. And if it was lower than what you're making right now, then you didn't do the math right. You didn't do the math right. That's all it is. For sure. 100%, 1000%. If you're making 100K, you should be making 4 times that. Give me a second. Okay, I don't want to mess up my recording right now, but Okay, let's. I had an example on. I saw an example on uh on the internet of something I was thinking about the other day. It's like I'm thinking about the music. We're gonna talk about Lucifer in a minute. I was thinking about music, the music industry right now, and I'm like, bro, I want some fucking CDs. Like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm pissed off. Not really. I am. Like, I want some fucking CDs. I'm tired of like random fucking artists. And it's not only that. Like, if okay, you're a random artist, but the song is good, and the person might have other songs that are good, but there's no CDs. There's no albums. And I mean, there's the albums, but you have to download it from fucking iTunes or some shit like that. And then I have to put my credit card information and blah blah blah, which is fine, but I want some fucking CDs. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, I want some fucking CDs, bro. Like, you know, like, I don't even know who's out. Like there's probably a beat that's super fire right now. I have no idea how am I supposed to know that the fucking thing exists? How am I supposed to know? I don't fucking know. I want some fucking CDs. So, anyways, I was wilding basically because I really want fucking CDs. And as a like, you want to know why? You want to know why I want some CDs too? So I can make some so I can sample. Because when you like, well, how are you supposed to sample now? So now, if I want to sample, I have to go get the track from a website that sells albums, and then I have to find the thing and then download that track, and it's just like, if I had the CD, it would be a lot simpler, right? Like, the CD would be a lot simpler. I mean, it's fine. It's not that complicated, you know. It's a little bit tedious. Like, I don't know, there's something, it's just you know, like, I'd have to buy it. Like, I just want, like, I don't know, like, I just anyways, you know. So I have to like buy one track for $1.99, you know, which I'm gonna sample and shit, you know. I kind of feel stupid, right? You know, so I'm buying like a bunch of beats for $1.99, you know. Anyways, it's just, I don't know. It's just this. It's just I don't. You know. Whatever. I like CDs. You know, and I like a something I can hold in my hands. You know, because then the internet crashes and shit like that. Like, I can't. You know, my computer doesn't work for some fucking reason. I lose all my fucking music. It's fucking stupid. It's just dumb. It's dumb. It's stupid. And I'm surprised that people don't see how impractical that is. Because now I'm spending good money. Well, it's $2.99. It's like $2, but I'm spending money anyway on the fucking thing, and I can't keep it. Like, there's a severe risk that I can lose the fucking thing, or I can just delete it. I just bought it. I put it in a file. I delete the file. Now it's gone. Now I have to rebuy the same track for $2 again, which is fucking stupid. It's really fucking stupid. You got a CD, it's right there, it's on the desk. You take the CD, you put it in the fucking thing, you download it, you put it in the fucking thing, you put the thing, and then you take the thing, and then it's done. You know? So, anyways, like, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, rappers nowadays are kind of stupid. Rappers are kind of stupid, and it's not that they're stupid, they're lazy. You know, it's not that they're stupid, they're just fucking lazy. And I feel like they're being, like, a lot of the young generation is being seduced by this entity, and they think that they're gonna get that Murcielago and blah blah blah, but all that shit is rented. We don't know if these guys got money. Some of these guys were introduced into this thing since they were kids. It's all a plan. A lot of them are industry plant. You see them running around in Bugattis and shit and stacks of money and stuff like that. It's not theirs. If you're independent, so, like, even the internet is going to tell you. If you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. You can do your own research. Even the internet is going to tell you, if you're independent, you'll make more money independent than if you sign to a label. If you sign to one of these Jews. Pardon me for saying. Even the internet says it, like it's clear, white on white. Like I'm not even looking for what I was looking for was something else, but it says here, artist who wants to retain the master rights keep 100% of the profits, have complete creative control, and are music business savvy. Bullshit. Kind of, not really, because they signed to a label and now they want their masters back. No one gives a fuck. A master is not really. You gotta understand. You know, it's easy to talk business lingual, right, and shit like that. But what the fuck is a master? The master is the original fucking track, right? But you already signed to a label, and now you want your masters. You didn't make the track. Shit, I don't even think you paid for it, and now you want the masters back. For what? I mean, yes, your voice that's on it, so you got rights to it, and yes, you're accredited the track, obviously. So that's the reason why you have a chance to gain your master. But you're the one that fucked up by signing to the fucking label in the first fucking place. Nobody has to give you your fucking masters. You don't fucking deserve your masters. Why would you deserve the masters? It's the other producer. The producer can ask for the masters. If you made the tracks that you made with your hands or with your gang, your affiliates, which you have to affiliate if you're a group of people, if you're a group of singers, affiliate yourselves. Right? Because if you don't affiliate yourself, I can say anything. And it's a good way to protect yourself, because if you have a producer in your affiliation, that producer can say, fuck all you guys. This is my shit. I created all this. Is like RZA and Wu-Tang, right? Like, I'm pretty sure Wu-Tang is affiliated, but if they wasn't affiliated, RZA could say, fuck you guys. You know, like, I made all the fucking tracks. Fuck all of you. I'm taking the masters and I'm getting all the motherfucking royalties, and y'all motherfuckers ain't getting shit. He could do that. He has the right to do it. He made the fucking thing. That's a master. That's what a master is. So if you start independent, guess what you have in your hands? You have masters. So every track you ever made when you were independent, that was like that you made yourself, that you paid to make, or, you know, you got your producer or you produced yourself, that's a master. That's what a master is. People sitting there, oh, your masters, my masters, blah, 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 business, lago, blah, 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 lingual, blah, blah, blah. Who fucking cares? No, master is just, you know, when the track is done, it's all fucking mixed and shit, and then it's released. That's what the master is. Right? The master is the original copy. It's the one that you have in your hand, the one that's in the stereo before it comes out. That's what the master is. So when you're independent, what happens? Oh, you retain your masters. Well, fuck all that shit. Like, you know, and business savvy may consider going independent. Artists who wants are music business savvy may consider going independent, right? Artists who wants more freedom to work on music, don't mind fewer profits, and want more exposure may consider signing with a record label. So they want fewer profits. So artists who want more freedom to work on music, don't mind fewer profit. That's bullshit. I don't see what the fuck. Don't mind fewer profits. Another line of bullshit. And want more exposure. That's why you signed to a label, for the exposure, right? But look at it this way, right? So if you sell all your albums from the back of your fucking truck, right? If you get a big ass truck and you just sell your albums off of there, right? You make all the profit. Like, you go get, and this is how stupid this shit is. So you go at the dollar store, you buy a stack of CDs for $5. It's 200 CDs in there for $5, right? And then you charge every fucking CD, because now, you know, inflation. So now every fucking song, every fucking album is like $20 each, right? Which is actually, you know, it's fair. Actually, I wouldn't sell it $20. I would sell it $10. But technically, it depends on your production value. If you got good production value, shit. If you got like a real bossed out producer, that ain't playing, you might as well put the full fucking coverage on that some bitch. But mind you, you bought that shit for $1. And now you're selling the same CD. Who gives a shit what's on it? That's not the point. We're talking about margin. We're talking about price margins here. Right? Talking about business savvy. Right? Who gives a shit what's on the fucking album? I don't care if it's country music, blah, blah, blah. You use your imagination. The point is you bought it for $1. And now you're getting $19 back over each dollar. Do you understand? That's 200% markup, if not more. That's like a 500% markup, dude. Shit is crazy. And I don't understand. And this is why, and it is laziness, because I don't think anybody's stupid. Like, you can't tell me you never thought about that. You can't tell me you spent your whole fucking life. Okay, you might not be business savvy. You might not be the smartest guy. Okay, fine, whatever. But you can't tell me that the hot summer day you walked into a dollar store, saw a pack of CDs, and then be like, man, and you're a rapper, right? And you're like, man, these shits are only fucking $5, bro. If I fucking sell 200 some bitches, man, at $20 a pop, bro. Shit. You know what I mean? You never thought about that ever? In the last 30 years that you spent on Earth, that never crossed your mind, not even once. Come on, bro. I don't believe that. That's why I don't believe people telling me that they're doing this sort of shit that's going on right now for money, bro. That's bullshit. That's a load of bullshit. That's a load of bullshit. Man, if you go to a record label, so you go to the dollar store, you get $19 back, right? Look at the difference. And I shit you not. This is this is all facts. This is all facts. Obviously. Yeah, I'm being obvious right now, but listen, hear me out. You're going to understand why I sound like a dumbass right now. You know. Check this out, right? So you spend $1, you get $19 back, right? But the thing is, you go sign to a label. How much money do label give you on each album? A quarter? $1, $1.05? $1 and a nickel? So it's the reverse. So now it's the reverse now. Now, instead of getting the whole margin, the whole value, you're getting paid the price of the CD. You only get $1. And that depends on and I shit you not, that depends on who we're talking about. Like, Jay-Z probably gets $1. Maybe. And probably not. Jay-Z probably doesn't get shit either. But only an artist in the technically speaking, if the math was right, if the system wasn't corrupt, and if the math was right, technically speaking, if this shit was not an illusion, if we wasn't in the Matrix and all this shit was just a bunch of bullshit, an artist like Jay-Z would be an artist that gets $1. Because $1 is a lot. Because they can sell that shit internationally. They're not just selling it in the back of a truck. They're selling that shit internationally. But it might be internationally, but you're still getting $1. And trust you me, you're gonna have to fight for that dollar, because it is a lot of fucking money actually at the end of the motherfucking day. If you can get $1 off of every fucking CD, and if your CD sells internationally like 500K, like you go platinum and shit, yeah, you might make a little bit of cash, but you're still gonna be in the million. You're gonna have like 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. But imagine, if you will, and this, I shit you not, I saw this on the website, bro. An artist that goes gold makes 100K. That's 100K CDs. I'm sorry. That's 100K CDs. He makes about 2 million. If you're independent and you go gold, 100,000 CDs, you're going to make $4 million. If not 40 million. I think it's like $40 million. No, you're gonna make 4 million. Yeah, you're gonna make 4 million. There's another thing. If you go platinum, you can get like 40 million, versus a 10 million, 5 million you get from the label. Like, there's a wide gap between the two. It's massive. It's not a couple of cents more, it's like millions more. It's like there's a wide gap. Like, it's insane. It doesn't make any sense. So it's just weird. It's just weird shit. I just don't believe it. I have a hard time believing this. You know. And so I don't know. Quick side note. Sorry about that. I just derailed into business pissed off land. You know. Sorry about that. But it's kind of messed up. You're what are we doing? What the fuck? You know. And then they prey on these this younger generation, and to make them believe that they're the way out and shit, when they're the way not out. It's actually the fucking contrary. You know, people think that people that join the Illuminati are super successful. No, people that join the Illuminati are people that are getting screwed. That's the whole point of the Illuminati. It's just, that's what they love to do. They like to screw people, in the figurative and literal sense. That's all they know how to do. That's all they want to do, and that's all they know how to do, and that's all they're gonna keep doing for the rest of eternity, until somebody decides to be like, fuck that. Hell no. Yeah, that's not successful. You're getting paid 200% less money that you're supposed to make. How is that? Like, what the fuck? And then all that money that they took from you, from all your hard work. I just want to make music. I just want people to see me. Well, while you're worried about that, they're having coke parties with their fucking friends, buying all sorts of coke, bro. Making putting money in tunneling holes in the underground to get kids from fucking Mexico to fucking I don't know fucking where. You know what I mean? Fucking, you know, the kidnapping people and prostituting people and all kinds of fuck boy shit. While you sitting there, I don't care about money. I just want to be seen. That's some bullshit, man. That's some bullshit. You get a 200% pay cut for bullshit. Not even for guns or, I don't know, ammunition, or, you know, fucking armored trucks and shit. Nah. You get a 200% pay cut for bullshit. So that they put all the funding into making people gay. Y'all think it's a joke. Alex Jones wasn't kidding when he was talking about they making the frauds gay. It's fucking true. It's not a joke. It's true. It's literally not a joke. It sounds stupid, but they are. They are. There's files. There's documents about this fucking. They put like they spray this thing over fucking ponds where there's like a congregation of frogs and shit. And they spray this thing, and this thing changes their fucking. It changes their like. They become hermaphrodite. They're trying to create hermaphrodite frogs. They're trying to make the frogs gay. It's like they doing a why? You ever thought like has anybody if any like I don't know like I think porn. I think they use porn to make people gay too. I don't know. You just watching a nigga's penis all the fucking time. Nigga. Like this giant fucking plans just on the guy's dick. You know. You get like 2 minutes of boobs. You get like, if you're lucky. It's like 45 minutes of just dick. Dude, like. That shit's like they do shit to make people gay. And all the funding and all their trickery and all their magic, all their know-how is being used to make you gay for some fucking reason. And I shit you not. It sounds stupid. It sounds like I'm just being an asshole right now, but I'm not. If you do your research, if you're into conspiracy theories, my nigga, this shit is fucked up. They're using imagery, fucking, subliminal context, imagery, fucking, they're getting actors and getting people to do things. They're paying off people to do things just to make you using chemicals and stuff. And that 200%, that you don't give a shit about, that's where it's going. At least, like, I would understand you if the nigga was like, well, shit, man, what the fuck you want me to do, nigga? Buy guns. Like, nigga got an armored truck, I mean, shit, he got me here, you know what I mean? He got me here, bro. But, bruh, like, this ain't even worth it. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. Like, there's no levels where this is worth it. Zero. There's 0 levels where this shit is worth it. 0. Anyway, get back to Lucifer here. The invocation of the embodiment, dare I say, of Lucifer, because there's a difference, right? Like there's some people that can profess the name of Lucifer, and I think most people can, but on a specific level sometimes, and it's not that easy. But if it is something you're into, this video is not for you, because Lucifer probably told you already what to do, so you don't really need this. But I just thought it was a quick side note for me, that I just thought it was interesting and peculiar that nobody actually talks about that, like those. And I understand why, because me neither. And I think if I would say what these articles are, what those artifacts are, I would probably look crazy. People would probably think like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But at the same time, not really. I think there's a couple of people that would still say that, but those people don't practice magic. But the people that do practice magic, I don't think they would say that. But basically, I just think I think it's cool. Basically, I think it's cool. There's specific items, that I think are it's kind of cool. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by it. I'm impressed by it because it's not something I thought was of the devil, So I guess there's some things that are of the devil, dare I say. Um, I feel like I should segue business and Lucifer here. I don't really want to. But what I will say, I don't want to throw Lucifer under the bus for any particular reason here. But what I will say, Lucifer respects Clarnek a lot. A lot of people, the demonic realm loves Clarnek a lot. And what I've noticed about Clarnek is that it's not just, they don't like Clarnek just because of the money. Of course, maybe that helps. But I don't think they like Clarnek just because he's useful. Like, he's not a one-trick pony. You know, a lot of people talk about like Clarnek money and stuff like that. Yeah, no, he has a person, like, he has a personality. Like, he does things. He can see when somebody is in a bad situation. You know, like, he's not like, it's like a particular spell that I don't want to do, which I eventually did, but I was like super depressed and I was kind of like tearing the hair out of my head here. But there's a particular spell where you're kind of like, okay, you sit there and you're kind of like, you're giving him access to you, and you just let him berate you. Basically, like, if you want to know everything that's wrong with you in order to progress so that you can change those things, there's a spell where you can do that. There's a spell with Clarnek where you can, like, the Ars Goetia talks about it, where you're kind of like, well, if you want Clarnek to fucking tell you the things that's wrong with you, the things that you can improve, you can do that. I didn't want to do it because I didn't feel like being judged. So, you know, so I never, like, but I ended up doing it, you know, and surprisingly, he told me nothing was that bad about me. I do have things that should change. I don't know if it can. I don't know if they can change, but, you know, he told me it wasn't that bad. I'm fine. And I'm like, okay, fuck it. But I was really fucking scared. I thought he was going to say a whole bunch of shit, dude, because it's a demon. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it's a demon. So I thought he was just going to, like, because Asmodeus will do that too. Like, Asmodeus does not fuck around, but he's not judging you though when he does that. He's not judging you. He's just very militant. You know, he's a very militant kind of guy. So he's just like, you know, maggot. You know, like, give me 20, maggot. You know, that's Asmodeus. You know. But yeah, like, Clarnek is more like respectful. Like, he talks to you the way that he expect you to talk to him. So he doesn't really, like, he's not militant like that, you know. And I feel like it's only Asmodeus that's like that. I've never met another, because Asmodeus is the god of wrath. So, like, and I've never met another spirit that was so outlandish as Asmodeus is. And I do say that in a positive way, actually. I'm quite happy with his wrathful behavior, to be honest. But in the case of Clarnek here, you know, he does help with, and I feel like there's a connection. There's a big connection between Clarnek and Lucifer. Like, Clarnek and Lucifuge are both sitting on. They're both like right and left hand of Lucifer. So, and they're both treasurers, right? Like, Lucifuge is a treasurer, and Clarnek is a treasurer. So, and like I said, I don't want to throw Lucifer under the bus because, well, okay, I'm gonna throw him under the bus here because I got to give you some content, because then you're gonna be like, Lucifer under the bus, what the fuck does that mean? Like, Lucifer is is not as intense as I am about business, to be honest. Right? To be honest, Lucifer is not as intense about business. Lucifer is very primal. He has a very primal attitude about things. Like he's connected to nature. You know what I mean? Like he's connected to nature. He's the guardian of nature and all that. So the way he conducts himself is he will give you success, but those successes are not necessarily monetary successes. And neither does he expect you to care. Either. So he doesn't expect you to care about financial success. Not necessarily. He does want you to prosper. And the only reason why, like, Lucifer works very hard for me. And the reason why he works very hard for me is because of the Illuminati. Because I do have a lot of blockages. Right? So he works very hard for me. And if it wasn't for those blockages, he would bring me some sort of financial success. But dare I say, once again, what I mean by primal is that Lucifer uses whatever is in your atmosphere. Like Lucifer doesn't really go get things from another pocket universe to bring it to you. Right? If I said that right. That might be a little bit insulting, by the way. But the way Lucifer works is that he uses whatever is in your current energy, and then he charms those things in order for those things to become a tool for you in order for you to progress. Right? So it's all about you. So the energy of Lucifer is like, everything is about you. That's what his energy is. And that's good because it's not that you're just going to get like financial success. You're also going to get, if I can call that success, but your environment will be more adapted to your needs. Yeah. That's what Lucifer does. On the contrary of Clawneck, where Clawneck actually does kind of create situations that are outside of your existence. If I dare say so. If I am not mistaken. I could be mistaken, by the way, as I'm saying this. But that's what I noticed. And I could be mistaken because, like I said, I have a lot of blockages. And that's what they're working on all the fucking time, And that's why I work on all the fucking time. And that's what they work on all the fucking time. Because there's always a fucking blockage, right? There's always somebody that has a fucking problem. And they always have to fucking fix it. So. And it sucks. Because sometimes. And it sucks because sometimes I'm kind of like, I complain. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all saw me complain. I complain a lot. The other day I just made a video where I was just losing my fucking shit. So, which was like 4 days ago or some shit, right? So I do have these moments where I'm kind of like, what the fuck, man? Make this shit happen and shit, bro. Like, and he's like, Illuminati, and I'm like, God damn it. Like, So there is success. There is success, and success is easily achieved. Also, there is success. Success is easily achieved, and I feel like humanity and like, okay, we practice magic and all that, and that's great and fine and shit. But just because you don't practice magic, that doesn't mean that the energy is not around you. And what I mean by that is, Lucifer is working around the clock, right? Santa and his little helpers are working around the clock. Santa Claus doesn't sleep. Santa Claus never sleep, bro. Like the elves don't sleep, Santa Claus don't sleep because they're always making toys. Right? They work all year long for one fucking day. Right? So, it's just, so what I mean by that is people are going through life. They're going through their everyday life, their mundane life, whatever they want to call it. They're going through their everyday life, and the energies are there. The things are there. Everything is still there. But for some reason or another, people tend to turn left. And it's unclear why people tend to turn left. And a lot of people tend to say like, oh, I turned left because I was broke or blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. I kind of find that hard to believe. I feel like somebody's lying. I don't know who's lying. But it feels like somebody's lying. Right? Because I'm not rich, obviously. Like duh. But I can still see the value in what I do. And I don't think I'm the only one that is capable of seeing value in what they do, right? I don't think I'm the only one that sees value in himself, right? And it feels like one of the reasons why maybe people tend to forget about their own value is because of all of the overabundant amount of serotonin inducing advertisement and product placement that is all around us on a consistent basis, that reduces our sense of scale. Whereas we don't believe in ourselves anymore. We don't think we can achieve certain things. We don't think we can do certain things when we can. And it's actually easier than we think it is. And like I'm saying, and as I was saying, Lucifer, this energy, because Lucifer has an energy of success and also an energy of loss too, because he has lost. And not lost in the way that, oh, he fought and he lost the battle. No, he lost people. He lost loved ones and people and, things that happen when you decide to go a different route. If you go a different route, there are certain things that you're going to lose. You might lose family. You might lose things. So there's the little energy of loss there, right? And you will feel it sometimes. But the difference is that the success that Lucifer brings is I guess the way Lucifer thinks about things is that material is not important to him. To him, material is not important. What's more important to Lucifer is people. And to Lucifer, people is the highest resource that you can have. And it is. People are the biggest resource imaginable. If you have people, you don't really need money, do you? So, but eventually you'll create money because you have so much people. So it's an inescapable, like, currency, and life is intertwined within itself. And this is the reason why if we remove currency from everyday life, it will be hell on earth. Or dare I say, it'll be heaven. The heaven that everyone thinks they want to have. Where everything is the same, nobody, there's no jealousy, blah, blah, blah. But it's a forced. It's the same, it's enslavement. Because now you lose the right to your individuality. You lose your right to your emotions, your pride, your wants and needs. It's okay to have one wife, but it's okay to not have a wife too. And it's okay to not have a wife right now, and figure yourself out and then get married. That's okay too. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing really wrong with the surface aspect of our social equilibrium. Of course, if we go deeper than the surface level stuff, there is something wrong, obviously, which is not necessarily our fault either. But where was I going with this? But anyways, the success of Lucifer that Lucifer tends to give people is more of a success with interpersonal relationships, right? And like I said, it's very primal. Like Lucifer would have a society with more hedonistic thinking people, right? But dare I say, it wouldn't last forever. It wouldn't last forever. It's not a lifestyle. He wants you to find balance. He wants you to have a balance. He wants you to enjoy the natural things in life, but he also wants you to expand and evolve, right? There's a sort of sadness to Lucifer when you think about it more deeply. There's a sort of sadness because I feel like the reason why his energy is like that is because of the losses. Like, he knows what it feels to lose people and things. And I feel like he concentrates more on removing that feeling from you than the financial things. But like I said, just because he does that, that doesn't mean Lucifer is not going to ask you at some point to do something. But it depends. It depends on the person. Because Lucifer, like I said, once again, he's a fun-loving animal. Pause. Pardon the pun. He's a fun-loving animal, So if you are a fun-loving animal and you don't care about money, he's gonna give you exactly what you want. But if you do care about financial standings, he's gonna help you out with that too. And I feel like, but if you're really into finances, you should definitely work with Clark or Lucifer. Obviously. I have not. I have not. I have to admit, I have not tried to call Mammon yet, and the reason why is because I had a bad experience with Belphegor, which kind of sucks because I kind of felt like I had an affinity for Belphegor. I invoked Belphegor. I saw his face, which is like a half moon and half darkness kind of thing going on that he has. Um, he has kind of like this jester kind of vibe to him. Anyways, weird jester thing going on. I don't know. But his energy did not we didn't mix well together, and I have not tried Mammon. Because I have expectations, and if he doesn't meet those expectations, I'm probably gonna be very sad. so so and I haven't I'm not working with Clark right now, on purpose, not because of anything in particular. Well, it's not that I'm not working with Clark. I have a couple of things that I have to get out of the way first, because this is war. We're in the middle of a war, but I also need to do a little bit of work myself. This might be a war, but it's not a war that we can't achieve anything in, or we can't. As a matter of, that's the war. The war is being able to progress and become better. That's the war. The war is against the Illuminati is attacking you so that you don't become what you're supposed to become. That's what the Illuminati is doing. That's the war. The war on humanity is a war on humanity. It's a literal war on humanity. It's not a war on territory. Oh, there's humans over there. I don't like that they're living there. I'm gonna get them out. No, that's not the real war. That's product placement. That's advertisement. Those are commercials. The real war is stopping you from at all cost. Stopping you at all cost from being better, being more of yourself, being a helpful person in society. That's what they don't want. They don't want helpful people in society. They don't want people that can offer freedom to other people. They don't want people that will make life comfortable. They don't want that. They want to be the ones that make things comfortable. And if they do make things comfortable, there's a bad reason behind it. Because that's just who they are. God wants all the glory. God wants all the glory, and he doesn't want people to pray to false idols. Right? Very devious shit. So Lucifer is working around the clock to help all of us, not just me, whether you're aware of it or not. And the worst part is, as above, so below. So he's also in the same situation, right? And the sad part is, dare I say, apart from Clark, Asmodeus Beelzebub, and probably some others. Um, they're not the host. I'm gonna put it like this: the host of heaven is not the most loyal sorts, and not no, not disloyal, not disloyal. They're not the most compassionate sort, right? Because, like I said, what did I say in my latest videos a couple of days ago? I said that you are embodying the energy of Lucifer, right? You are the rebel. You are embodying the energy of a demon. You're embodying the energy of a demon, and that's why you're being demonized and ostracized and stuff like that, right? And that process is that you're working by yourself, right? Like, everybody wants to leave you to work by yourself. They don't really want to help you and shit like that. Well, that's kind of what's going on with Lucifer too. He has a lot of there's a lot of he's misunderstood. He's a misunderstood entity, and and people aren't very fair to him. Like I said, as above, so below, and they're not very fair to him. And so yeah, he is powerful. He's the most powerful of all the Christian Catholic deities, and it might cause a lot of envy in heaven. That's something that might cause a lot of envy in heaven. It might cause some things to not work as well as they should, as above, so below. If we're having this war down here, that means they're having a war up there. And whatever you're perceiving here is an aspect of the spiritual realm, even the negative stuff. It's not just the good stuff that are aspect of the divine. There's also the negative things are also aspects of what we call divine. Like I said, Lucifer, God put Lucifer inside of a cage. But how is that? How do you do that? How do you ask yourself, how does a God, if you want to know the truth, you got to ask yourself the question, how do you put a God inside of a cage? What kind of cage could hold a God? It's not a regular cage made out of metal. It's not a regular cage made out of metal. And even if it was like this massive box made of like tons and tons of metal, how is he able to get out? And metal can't hold a God. Like, you can't hold a God inside of you can't put a God inside of a jail cell, dude. That's impossible. That's dumb. That's the dumbest thing ever. Like, that's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I put him in the jail cell, and then I just turned around and walked away. Like, what? Like, so what does that mean? What is the cage? How do you build a cage around a God? How do and then okay, now you're getting into like some really serious high magic here. You get into the kind of high magic that is almost impossible for humans to comprehend, even though it's a lot simpler than it looks. Like, I can do it. I could put God in a cage if I wanted to. I can, seriously, I could, but the implication The amount of, and on paper, I could do it, right? Like if like I could literally, write it down and, yeah. But the actual practical, like, doing of the engagement, that's a lot different, and I'm not going to talk about it right now. Actually, EA, pardon me for saying here, sorry to wake up the dead, but it's actually interesting because EA did do a seminar a couple of years ago, at least 10 years ago, about that particular effect of mass magic, and that's what it would take to put someone in a cage like that, in a spiritual cage like that. And the Illuminati does it to all of us demons. They try to keep us inside of cages. Some people call it a mental cage, or some people call it self-isolation and whatnots. And in some case it is true. There's a little bit of self-isolation, of course, but there's a little bit of self-isolation because of that stupid cage in the first fucking place, because we can see it. We're aware that it's there. We know we're being ostracized. We know that we are being hated. We know that people are jealous. We know that people are looking at us. We know all that shit. So it doesn't feel good, right? And not only that, it's like it looks like it's the entire goddamn universe that's doing it to us, right? So it feels even worse. Some people call it mental health, right? In some cases, they call it mental health and shit. And that might be the cause too. But the reason why you have mental health issues is because of the fucking cage in the first fucking place. Because you was fine before everybody started acting weird. So we have to walk around inside of a cage, inside of an invisible cage, an invisible floating cage that surrounds us at all time. And it's that cage, that specific spell that the Illuminati is using against you and everybody else. Well, most people anyway, because they got the universe, and they have humanity inside of a cage, but then there's that big cage for humanity, and then there's smaller cage for specific people, so that the other people don't get out of the bigger cage. Right? But the thing is, they keep putting people in cage, but where did the idea of cages come from? Who's the original guy that was in the cage? This is why I say you don't really need the Bible. You already know what the Bible is. You don't need a Bible. You were born with it. Not everybody is born with it, but some of us are. And some of us that are, we know the truth. And we know that this Christianity shit is bullshit. It's fucking witchcraft. Because I don't fucking need a Bible. I know what's right from wrong. I'm not saying I always did right, but I know what's right from wrong. I don't need a fucking Bible to tell me that shit. And not only that, like, if shit. Let's say it's like hillbillies, right? Like fucking hillbillies, right? They're super Christian and shit fucking stuff, and they're beating their fucking kids. The kid, like, bro, like, how can you talk about God is love and then beat your fucking kids? That shit crazy. That makes no fucking sense. Those kids know the truth. Kids like that know the truth. And kids like that grow up with figuring out the truth very quickly. Quicker than most people, because you can't say you're love and you're beating me every fucking day at the same fucking time. That's nonsense. If I didn't know what love was, okay, maybe that would make sense. But you also explain what love is. That's the worst part. You explain what love is, but yet you give no love. That makes no sense. It doesn't add up. So kids like that grow up figuring out that that shit's garbage at a very young age. So you don't need that stuff. You don't need that kind of shit, man. Like, you know, it's nonsense. And it's even worse. And then when you're a special kid, like let's say you're like me, you fall into a soup of magic and that's all you fucking know. That's even worse. Kind of. Because you can't even, like, even if you wanted to believe it, you can't. Because everybody's reading a book, but you're walking around and you already feel, you already know what to, you intuitively know what to do. Like, you don't need the fucking, I don't need to read that shit. Not to live a good life. I don't need to read that stuff. I know how to live a good life. And it's not just me. I see other people, you know, or the advertising, the product placement and the commercials gave me an idea of what a good life is. So I can just make up something of my own, which would be, dare I say, pious. Of course, it would have nothing to do with God, but it would still be a pious life. Having a little farm and raising a couple kids and stuff like that, and that's the end of the fucking story. And then I die, and then my kids take the reins, and then so on and so on. Why would you need a Bible to tell you to do that? Like, that's nonsense. Nonsense. The only reason why you would need God, if God existed, the only reason why you would need God is because you want more power. Because you don't need somebody to tell you, love your wife, have kids, grow a farm. Like, really? You couldn't figure it out? I mean, like, dude, that's insane. That's crazy. That's nonsense. You don't need nobody to tell you to do something that fucking simple that you don't even fucking have a choice. Because if you don't have a fucking farm, you're gonna starve to death, right? And then if you have all that food, shit, I mean, I don't want to throw women under the bus, but motherfucker, there's gonna be a girl that's gonna be around somewhere. There's a girl that's gonna walk by your field and she gonna be like, oh, look at all them corn, I'm heading over there. Look at all them pinnacles. Look at all them pinnacles in sunflowers. You know what I mean? You know, and then she looks attractive. Your pee standing up every time you fucking see her. Well, guess motherfucking what? I guarantee you ain't gonna hurt her. That's probably gonna be the last thing in your motherfucking mind. I'm gonna tell you what. You need a Bible to tell you that? Really? It's nonsense, bro. What you would need a Bible for is more power. Because that shit does get boring if all y'all fucking doing, all your generations are just farmers and we just farm and farm and nothing else. It's just farming and more farming and more farming and more farming. Thousands of eons and eons of farming. Really? Are you shitting me? No, what God was supposed to do is give you power. Is to make you into one of his own, which is not what he's doing. And the first person to have the idea to make you into one of his own, guess what? Starts with an L, ends with an R. Can anybody say it? That's right, Lucifer. I am the first one to have that idea to make you into one of us, because that's the only fucking point of creation, is to have more of you around. That's why people have kids. Now they tell us, society is telling us we having kids so we can help the Commonwealth, because humanity needs more children to work on it, and that's how we're gonna save the world with making more children. More or less, yes and no, I guess. I feel like that's more of a slave mentality than anything else, because you're a lot more than just a fucking baby. You're not just a fucking number, bro. Like, you're not a number, man. As much as the Matrix wants you to believe that you're just a number, you're not just a number. You're a whole lot more than that. I guarantee you that shit. And fuck, man, you can't be watching my fucking YouTube channel and still think you nothing more than a fucking number. Look at me. What are the fucking probabilities of all the shit that I did on this fucking channel? Can you tell me? And you want me to think that I'm just a number after seeing all that shit? Are you insane? You know, like, did you lose your fucking mind, bro? Like, are you, what? We're not just numbers. We are not just numbers. Of course, now I'm doing my Morpheus Neo thing right now, and as a good Morpheus Neo provider thingamajig, I have to say that freeing one's mind is not for everyone. Not everybody will be able to free their minds. You know, I can have these long-winded explanations of how all this garbage is being made, but at the end of the day, if the person is not ready to accept this information, they will not. They will not, and they will continue to proceed as they usually do. This is not for everybody, but I do know this. If you've been listening to this channel since I started it, and you're still listening today, it's probably because you're seeing the same shit I'm seeing. It's probably because you understand the same shit that I understand. And I can safely say, you're not just a fucking number, man. You might not know what you are right now, but I fucking guarantee you, you're very far off than just being a fucking number. I can guarantee you that much. Lucifer is a great entity. I might not. And the fucked up part is, like, me and Lucifer are the same. Like, we are the same. But I'm still bumping heads with him. And you know what's fucked up? Is that I'm bumping heads with him for the good things. Like, you know, because it's fucked up. Yeah, I know, it's really fucked up. Like, I'm bumping heads with him for the good things that he has, that I have. So I see myself in him, right? And I'm bumping heads with him because of the shit that I would say to someone else. Like, you know, which is very peculiar, but at the same time, it's not my fault. At the same time, it's not my fault. You know, like, Lucifer is a lover of women. You know, adores women. But, and I feel the same way that he does. I love women. I would like to protect women as much as I possibly humanly can. And I love women, and I would never hurt them and shit, not on purpose. Unless they try to hurt me, I wouldn't really hurt a woman. But in the situation where I'm at, I mean, I'm dealing with witches. I don't deal with just warlocks. I'm dealing with witches, and sometimes it's a little bit hesitant, you know. So I'm butting heads with him, like, dude. And he's like, "Oh, but she's a woman. I don't really, blah blah blah," type of shit like that. Like good things, like the good aspects of them that I have trouble with, you know. And it's kind of like it's kind of like a punch in the face. It's like a kick in the nuts too, because I'm seeing me as he does that. I'm looking at myself. It's like I'm talking to myself, you know, because that's the kind of mentality that I had, and it doesn't piss me off. I'm still pissed off because like his energy is not as, you know, fiery as it should be on specific situation, but I'm not pissed off at him for it. I'm still mad, but I'm not pissed off at him for it, because I think the same way, and it's kind of surprising to see my own ideals turned against me. You know, like, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to have my own ideals used against me like this, you know. Well, not really, you know. It's not using my own ideas against me. That's always who he's been. He has many names. There are names that, you know, might turn off some people because they're more in love with the more satanic version of Lucifer than the more, dare I say, light version of Lucifer, you know. But he's very romantic. He's very romantic. And sometimes it gets in the way. Sometimes it gets in the way, but he's very romantic. And, you know, and it's weird. It's weird because I used to think like that, and I still do, but because I'm human and I'm living a human experience, especially nowadays, I'm not talking about like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, you know, but nowadays it seems like you can't really act like that. Like you can't, like if you, man, like it's just not good. If you're like this romantic, like if you're a hopeless, this is the worst era to be a hopeless romantic. The fucking worst. Like I would not suggest that shit with a 10-foot pole, and neither would Lucifer. He's Lucifer. He can act like that if he wants to, as a being of high power, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants, right? But you know, and I'm saying that because he would also encourage you to not act like that either, you know. But he's going to mediate it because he doesn't want you to go too far in your bullshit, though. Because at the end of the day, you're just acting because you love her. You want to be with her. You even want to marry her, but you can't. You know, like you love her. You love her like a motherfucker, but you can't because she will not accept your love. And I don't know why. You know, maybe we hurt women too much. Well, I mean, that could obviously be a very good fucking reason why. But nowadays women act like dudes. Like the roles have reversed. And I knew that was going to happen. I said it before it happened. I knew that shit was going to happen, bro. I don't know how many times I fucking said that shit. If we don't fucking slow the fuck down, the shit is going, you know, we going to feel the wrath. And women have become dudes now. They've become dudes. Women have massive masculine energy. Like, massive. And it's kind of like raising a child, you know. It's the same thing. That's why everything you do is important. And people need to stop fucking thinking God is going to fix everything, because that's not true. If you fuck up today, if you keep fucking up, you're going to face the consequences of all your fuckboy shit. And that's what's going on. There's no God in this equation, right? God ain't gonna do shit. God doesn't do shit, right? God is a guy on a lazy boy eating popcorn. That's what God is, right? And we spent years not necessarily programming women to become like men, but we didn't give a shit about what women wanted and what to give them or how to give it to them, right? So now all that abuse, all that emotional abuse and physical abuse have now turned women into men. So now women act like dudes. Now they fuck you and then they kick you out. Right? Like, you know, they fuck you and they kick you out. They just fuck and don't care about you, like we used to do a couple of years ago. We're the ones that used to fuck and not give a fuck after, and now men are complaining that women, oh, they don't blah 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 blah. They're complaining like you know, like, I'm not gonna act like you're the only one. I think it's shitty too. I don't really like women's attitude nowadays, but you know, I'm not gonna sit here and act like we're fucking innocent. We made this. It's our fault that they're like this. It's nobody else's. It's not God's fault that they're, you know, like, it's not God that did this, bro. It's you. You did this, you know, like, it's you. You know, it's not Lucifer, it's not God, it's you. You did this. This was your idea. And now they're giving us the same energy we gave them. End of story. End of fucking story. But there's a good and a bad side to it. I mean, like, now you can have as much sex as you want and not have any responsibility. So I guess there's an upside. That's the upside to the moral of this story. The upside is you can have as much sex as you want and not have any responsibility. That's the upside. But the downside is, forget about relationships. It's not going to work out. You know, and if it does work out, it takes a special kind of woman. You know, it takes a special kind of woman to work out a relationship and shit. Or it takes a special kind of dude, because it kind of feels to me like you have to compromise a lot, you know, and it almost feels, especially in nowadays, if you want a relationship, you're going to have to compromise a lot, you know, a severe amount of compromise, because women don't respect dudes nowadays. Like, you know, they have no respect for dudes nowadays. So, you know, she has to run the house, kind of, and she runs your pockets, she runs the house, she runs the pockets, she runs your house, she runs everything, and that's the only way the relationship's gonna work. And if you don't like that shit because you're strong-willed, right? You're alpha male and shit. You don't like that shit, so you just kick it to the curb and shit. You know, you're gonna do that to everybody else, because nobody else is going to meet those expectations, especially nowadays. We're in turmoil. It's like the worst time ever to think about all this shit, right? You know, it's like the worst time ever to think about shit like this. But people still have needs, and some people will try to get those needs met. So that's where you're kind of lucky. You can, nowadays, it's very easy to have a intimate encounter and not have any strings attached to it. Even easier than it's way easier than it has ever been. Trust me, it has. Trust me on that. It's been the easiest it's ever been in history. In the history of intimate encounters. You know, and yeah, for hopeless romantic. So yeah, so I kind of like, so I have this tendency to not have that idea in my head. I don't think like that anymore. I mean, like, you know, and you know, I mean, yeah, it sucks, you know, but I don't really care. I mean, it doesn't affect me that much, but it's just funny. And Lucifer, and when it does actually, and this is where Lucifer tries to balance out your energies here, your romantic and practical energy, right? If you do start acting like a fucking simp, right? Lucifer is gonna be like, shut the fuck up for a minute. you know, like you act like a simp. Like, stop. It's not attractive. Stop doing that. And I don't think I act like a simp per se, but there are certain, like, I have two beliefs systems in my head, right? I have two belief systems in my head. I have multiple personality disorder, right? So I have a tendency to, I'm a horn dog, okay? So let's let it be known. Let it be known here. I think I've said this before, but I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't say it enough times. But I'm a horn dog, all right? All the women I've dated are pretty aware that I'm a horn dog because, well, I don't really date outside of my bracket. Let's put it that way. So I'm a horn dog, bro. And, like, but I might be a horn dog, but I am still a spiritual entity. And I know a lot about spirituality, and there's an aspect of me that completely respects the sanctity of a divine union, right? But what the fuck does that mean? I mean, what I mean is the actually coming together of two souls, like merging and becoming one, right? And if I talk that way, it would actually cause a specific amount of damage on the other aspect of myself, which is the horn dog. Because I'm very not ashamed of being a horn dog. Like I'm very not ashamed of that, and there's nothing wrong with it too. But because even in that, I would still hold the sanctity of a divine union on a pedestal. I just have a different way of doing it. It's very different from a Puritan aspect, right? Mine is more on a. I'm not a libertin. I'm not a libertine. I don't like polyamorous relationships and shit like that. But I'm closer to, like, well, allegedly, I'm close. I don't really do BDSM, but I'm closer to BDSM than Puritan shit. But in my BDSM aspect, I do believe that the Puritan type of relationship is achievable through the BDSM aspect. That's what I believe. So sometimes I will talk and sound like a simp or sound like a bitch. It will sound like that, kind of. Well, not really, but yeah, kind of. And it can of, and the bad thing is because if whatever you perceive persists, but the thing is, if you stop looking at it, it's gonna disappear, right? So if I'm more inclined to BDSM, but I keep looking in the other direction, I'm gonna lose my BDSM energy, and we don't want that, right? Well, I don't want that, So it's very interesting. Like, I'm still talking about Lucifer here. So it's very interesting, the concept that, sometimes he will act like a horn dog, but he'll also be very romantic. But at the same time, I bump heads with him because he can act romantic. I can't, because I live here on Earth, right? Like, I can't act like he does. Even if I would like to, I would end up in severe problems, severe issues. I could end up getting shot, could end up getting killed. I could end up losing all my money. I could end up with severe heartbreak, like I recently have. You can't act good anymore. You can't do good anymore. It's like it's weird. So anyways, I'm stop the video right there. I guess that was interesting enough. And I kind of wanted to talk about this whole the artifact. Why did I want to talk about artifacts? I just think I think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting. It's interesting to have like everyday objects that have a spiritual meaning, a heavier spiritual meaning. And I also think it's interesting because you can embody a spirit, and the spirit is going to tell you, well, if you want to embody me on earth, here is what you need. You need these particular items so that I can walk with you also. So it's just a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting aspects, And apparently, yeah, I did lose my shit the other day, but even spirit are saying that I wasn't necessarily wrong. I don't think I was completely right though, but like apparently everybody is like, oh well, you might not be too far off the deep end there. So I appreciate that. I thought I was just losing my fucking head. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate Spirit for being so honest. And one last thing before I go, watch out for these Illuminati people, because now they're trying to use love as a weapon. They're trying to use love as a weapon, and we have to stand our ground and let them know that we're not going to accept any of this fucking bullshit anymore. So don't fall for it. I don't just don't fall for it. Just don't fall for it. Whether you're the one observing or you're the one doing, do not fall for it, man. Like, it's fucking temporary, and they're probably, I don't know, they're probably doing it. They know why they do their stuff. Trying to save face or some shit like that. Like, we're not accepting none of this shit, bro. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, bro. Like, you're not gonna make it. I'm surprised that it lasted this long, because I thought 2020 was going to be like, they're gonna be like, they were gonna get hit with a severe blow and shit like that. And there has been a lot of severe blows, but it's just people, man. People have a hard time making up their own minds, bro. Like, and that's the only reason why they keep surviving. It's like people are fucking scared of being themselves. It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's weird. I don't think that has anything to do with people not wanting to be themselves. It's just people have a hard time deciding to move forward in life. And this is what I'm talking about. It's like people have this fantasy of dying. Like, it's like they think like dying is like, it's like they want to die. It's like they don't want to live. It's like people are tired of living, bro. I'm not fucking tired of living. Are you fucking kidding? Are you joking? Tired of dying? I'm tired of living for what? Like, like what are you talking about, bro? Like, what? Shit. As a matter of fact, man, shit. I don't regret. It's not that I'm into regretting shit, but bruh, like, I could have done a whole lot more with my motherfucking life, bro. A whole lot more, man. a whole lot more, bro. Like dying is not on the menu, nigga. like dying is not on the menu, bro. Like, as a matter of fact, and if I do die, it's because I lived. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like dying from a fucking high speed chase in the fucking Murcielago with the fucking police, and I just drive my fucking car off a fucking cliff and shit. Yeah, that kind of dying. I'm into that kind of dying. That's the kind of dying I'm into. Like, you know, you know what I mean? That's the kind of dying I'm into. But this right here, bro, nah, this is horrible. This is preposterous, horrific, horrible shit. Wait a minute, give me a second here. This is horrible, horrible stuff. Sorry, this is horrible, horrible stuff. Messed up things. Like I said, so this is some horrible, horrible stuff. Stealing people's lives like this, stealing people's lives away like this, getting in the way of people's progress, getting in the way of people's lives, taking their money, taking their souls, taking their spirit away from us as a whole. Because even the people that are doing the things are kind of victims too. They're kind of victims too. They don't know everything that I know. So give me a second here. All right. Yeah. So like I said, there's some horrible stuff. Stealing people's lives, stealing people's money, stealing people's souls, stealing people's spirit, stealing people's peace of mind, stealing people's destinies, if that's a thing, but kind of is. Stealing people's faith, stealing people's intelligence, stealing people's integrity, stealing people's worth. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna leave you guys to this one. Have a good one. Peace out.